Ready for the wildest, noisiest ride on Dropout TV's game show circuit. If you think improvisers can't get any weirder or funnier, because Make Some Noise Season 4 is back, and it's thrown its biggest chaotic party yet. Today, we're breaking down every off, that wall gag, each inspired impersonation, and the zany twists from the Season 4 premiere. Stick around, because you do not want to miss the moment the three wise men blow it. Plus, we'll reveal exactly who took home the coveted golden ear. The energy kicks off at full throttle as host Sam Reich flips a coin, deciding whether tonight's game goes normal or insane. It lands on normal, bringing on a trio of all-star players Josh Rubin, Zach Oyama, and fan favorite Brennan Lee Mulligan. The show's opener is packed with giddy laughter, fake security scanners, and a slapstick blow dart impression from Brennan, reminding us that even basic introductions are a playground for improv chaos. Sam lays out the ground rules. Go. Unseen prompts, spontaneous responses, and an all-out battle for points, with one winner claiming the golden ear. The rest, they go home with just regular ears, and probably some memories they'll never shake. First up, back to basics, a classic sound effect challenge for nostalgia lovers. Josh uncorks a wine bottle with such flair that he gets emotionally lost, declaring, "I miss my son," and suddenly tumbling into car alarms and imagined emergencies. Zach one-ups with space work, open window pantomimes, and, yes again, "I miss my son," sparking ongoing laughter about this mystery child. Brennan lobs a wine bottle skyward, slices it mid-air with an imaginary sword, and ends his vignette echoing the same lonely refrain. This, "I miss my son," bit snowballs hilariously, binding the first round's odd vibes. Bike horn sounds are up next, starting messy but ending with Brennan nailing a honk so sad it's paired with the phrase, "My son." The running joke about absent children threads through every prompt, letting the cast riff off each other with comic momentum. Then, Sam throws in Bob Dylan doing the wave at a baseball game, unleashing folksy harmonica noises and a trio of half-hearted Dylans refusing to participate. Each player swings big, but the heart of the show is their unfiltered absurdity and their group willingness to go wherever the improv leads. Round 1 proper introduces longer form prompts. Josh faces Godzilla vs. King Kong vs. Josh Rubin, surviving citywide monster mayhem and performing a Mentos commercial audition while fleeing literal flames and fangs. His take on King Kong as an auditioner, plus his musical riff on the Mentos jingle, ends with him getting put in the maybe pile. Pure sketch comedy gold. Zach is next, competing as a spelling bee kid doomed to be assassinated if he misses a letter. His anxious spelling attempt at onomatopoeia gets interrupted by fake gunshots when he flubs, transforming a basic game show scenario into a tense absurd farce. Points rack up quickly, not necessarily for accuracy, but for comedic boldness. Brennan rolls in with a political ad pitching to just one voter, Doug, demanding, "Why won't you vote for me, Doug?" The bit cleverly escalates to Z. Brennan boasts about extinct deer, mortgage payments, and universal acclaim, only to lose his composure when Doug's household turns on him. The TV talking to me adds meta layer comedy, before Brennan flips back into campaign mode with a jingle and a buzzer. Up next, a gift prompt delivered by Ben, challenging Josh to play Robin Williams in a coffee commercial, getting more caffeinated each take. Josh's rapid fire impressions squeeze every Robin-esque sound reference and pop culture nod from Birdcage to Lion King, until he's spitting out improvised coffee jingles and collapsing from caffeine overload. It's a whirlwind showcase and scores him a pile of points. Zach then gets Flair bartender makes just a club soda. The whole bit spins out on the anticlimax of a wild bartender forced into humble service, fake tossing, pouring, and fizzing culminating in a modest squeak. Overqualified and understated, Zach's anticlimax earns him point pay per bubble. Brennan's small-town sheriff prompt turns flying saucers and alien signs into teen shenanigans. He rattles off scientific explanations, blames those reporty boys, and ponders amphibian anatomy while aliens abduct and probe him mid-monologue. Zach chimes in with vagrant alien noises. The round is textbook make some noise, where the punchline is always more elaborate than the setup. Switching gears, Sam runs a mobster naming minigame. Pictures of cartoonish bad guys elicit rapid fire monikers. Dino Ballerino, King Gabagool, Ratatouille, Rot DMC, Wiggly Boombats, Uncle Wacky Wacky Inflatable Al, and ultimately, Betty Spaghetti. The mobster round proves how the panel's talent thrives on wordplay and pop culture mashing. The cast can turn any sight gag into a recurring bit. Score totals bounce around, and more points go to Brennan for relentless creativity. Round 2 cues up 2-person collision challenges. Logging in with 30-factor authentication has Josh and Zach inventing increasingly absurd steps to get access, from whistling to meowing and screeching like a Lovecraftian beast. 4. Video game NPC dialogue. Brennan cycles through branching conversations about his hat, his wife, and the Knoll kidnappers, locking into recursive, exasperated video game loops that any RPG fan will recognize. Statler and Waldorf with Abraham Lincoln becomes a historical roast sketch, riffing on presidential tragedy, but filtered through the Muppet heckler's lens. Josh and Brennan twist the assassination into punchlines, teetering between dark comedy and meta-aware improv. The show's willingness to follow prompts into risky, uncomfortable territory is what gives these scenes edge. ET improvisers push right up to the line and then laugh as they cross it. Two men who don't want the other to see their bald spot unravels into elaborate strategies, mirrored drones, and desperate denial, all while pretending not to notice the glaring truth reflected right in front of them. Zach and Josh go physical, covering heads and ducking, until Sam calls time, and the players literally zero out the points, bald and unashamed. The time travel round flips expectations. A hero saves humanity only to return shorter than before. Zach and Brennan riff on heights, epic consequences, and reluctant acceptance, poking fun at society's obsession with stature while saving the world. The scene wraps up with a pointed, relatable one-liner. Lots of people are into shorter guys, before passing off a nearly 6-foot pile of points. A final duo prompt has Josh and Brennan improvising movie titles, Two Men Under the Influence, Magic Carpet Ride Part 2, Easy, The Resurrection of Big Pink Silly Car, and more. The recurring Apple Watch, gag threads through Vietnam scenes, pop stars, and references to every Hollywood trope imaginable. Third minigame is all about making up movie titles, pitching log lines, then diving into scenes. The cast tosses everything out. Snakes, Too Many, of Gabagool, The Betty Spaghetti Story, Good Morning, Gordon, and Questions and Answers, with rapid-fire set pieces from library clerks facing snakes to manosphere podcasters turned bugs. Brennan, Josh, and Zach volley ideas, spin up scenes, and collapse in shared laughter. None of these films will ever get made, but watching them invent is the whole appeal. When the show is nearly done, the trio faces group prompts D, new Oreo flavors, spawning, gravy, local pollen, Vod honey, rotisserie chicken double stuffed, and yes, Gal Dente, Chef Boy or Girl, return as inside, joke references. Vampires challenge each other to poker and wonder about Dracula's texts. Nosferatu, Count Chocula, and Edward from Twilight poke fun at each other's mythos, drifting into Homestar Runner references for the deep-cut online cartoon crowd. Finally, the big finish. The three wise men realize they all got Jesus the same gift. Each king reveals he bought a baby onesie, with mounting frustration devolving into group split, ups and a long, awkward return where the trio presents Jesus with, wait for it, an Apple Watch. The escalation is so dumb, so committed, you can't help but laugh. By the end, Jesus is old enough to drink, and the kings present him with paint thinner, because why not? When the dust settles and the points are tallied, Zach Oyama takes the win and the golden ear. The journey through face and mouth noises is complete, no desk job, no moving in with parents needed. Just another wildly inventive round of Make Some Noise, packed with camaraderie, absurdity, and enough improv insanity to keep your cheeks sore from laughing. Summing up, Season 4, Episode 1 shows why Make Some Noise is a standout among improv game shows. The performers are at the top of their game, taking wild prompts and running with them until every joke is wrung dry, then somehow finding a new angle to squeeze out even more laughs. Whether you came for the silly sound effects, pop culture parodies, or the recurring, absent son bit, you got a full evening of joyful chaos. If you loved this breakdown, let me know in the comments which moment busted you up the most or which prompt you would have tackled differently. Hit that like button, share with your own improv crew, and don't forget to subscribe for more hilarious recaps, deep dives, and game show madness. Until next time, keep making some noise.